Hello everybody, I am the Black Sigma, or you could just call me Eric, and, Mr. Wright? So, what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. Yeah, science. We're definitely doing forensic science here. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister, erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? God, it's red now. To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, you see? Press the A button to spray on it. Okay, let's find some blood stains. Okay. So, first of all, round Edgeworth's car. Yep, bloodstains down here near the base of it. Can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? It's so... ugh. Emma, you're shaking. It's just... this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Wait, your first time seeing real blood? You're telling me you're in high school and you've never cut your finger before? Emma. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain, but doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically? The amount? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I mean, her sleeve was covered in it. I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah. And this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up all my allowance to buy that. Right. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. Feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Wrong heart. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Mister? You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. Anyway, I would like to, spray some more luminol on some stuff, if you don't mind. Aha! A ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please? Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of the thing, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. I don't know if I listened to that dialogue before or not. Here, phone, let's see if it works. Don't touch stuff. She can't hear anything, except she can, it's just the phone's broken. Am I able to actually use this? Oh, I am. Good. It's blood on the phone. Interesting. This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer. But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. So this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. But there have to be some other things. Well, as far as I can tell, there isn't any evidence, or any more blood anywhere. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Ms. Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from were different, I still saw what I saw. I saw the chief prosecutor, Skye, stab a man in cold blood. That testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know? I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the Cough-Up Queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and yet the prosecutors fired me. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Can you tell me anything about this knife? What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Please tell us more about the SL9 incident. Maybe I can go to the police department and try and find some more evidence about whatever SL9 was. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. Detective did get killed here after all. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. She's like a kid at an amusement park. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Yeah, if we're allowed in. Okay, skipping criminal affairs and going straight to a... This looks more like a saloon than a guard station. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime. Sure seems that way. Oh, what's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Yeah, you don't say. Evidence room's beyond that door. Let's just walk in, it won't open. You thought it'd open? Guess we need permission to go in. Video feed of the evidence room. It's recording. We could check who went in and out of there. But I guess we're not going to. Cacti are prickly. Just like your sister. Jesus. Uniform. Poncho is the word you're looking for. Anyway. Guess we'll step on back to the Criminal Affairs Department? We need to find Marshall anyhow. Everyone looks deadly serious in here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ugh, makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Sound dead set on investigating, don't mess up or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysterious or dead bodies around here right now. Doesn't look like anybody's gonna help us here either. Okay then. Hang on, if I go from criminal affairs, I can go to the detention center. Maybe Lana's here? Nope. In questioning... How can you kill two people at the same time? Don't think she can answer that. Did Mr. Gant say they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Who's their suspect, then? Look, on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. This swinging door makes the place look like a saloon, nailed shut so you can't get in that way. But where is our guard, Marshall? Maybe there is a way I can get Cough Up Queen to cough up some more info about SL9. It's the only lead I can think of right now. Okay, all I had to do was present her a little more evidence. That being the photo of the crime scene, in which she said that she didn't want her testimony being disregarded. Again, implying it was disregarded during. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. Doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence. Of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops. I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? And there was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. Ms. Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes, it has a connection to the current 2 murders that are really the same murder. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. Ms. Star? Officer Marshall, is he your... are you his... Are you... going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall, Maybe he's at his post by now. Speaking of, this place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please, 1 steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you, Detective Gumshoe. Now's not the time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Sounded like my Joy-Con vibrating while I sat it down on the arm of my chair. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal, now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed in the police department? The perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect, just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But, Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal. All I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here isn't gonna fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. He's down there having a good cry? Who's your second culprit? He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. And so, We will figure out who the police's suspect is when I press this little old A button in the next episode. Bye.